I walk a higher path, son.
There was a scene of the movie Training Day with Denzel Washington talking to the rookie cop, and he said something that was deep that I believe went over a lot of people's head.
The sooner you can match what's in your head with what's going on in the real world, the better you're gonna feel. And when all this is behind you, there's gonna be a whole other world that opens up for you. I walk a higher path, son.
When all of this is behind you, there's going to be a whole nother world that opens up for you. You see the clip with Morty, right? When you pass away, you leave behind what was in front of you, now away. And you can say what's in your way the whole time or was taking you away is now behind, which means you passed. There's going to be a whole nother world that opens up for you. The only way out is in.
Roy, what's wrong?
I had a nightmare. I was with an old man. He put a helmet on me.
It's just a fever. Get some sleep. I don't want you missing school on Monday.
Yeah, this shit deep, but this is just the beginning. Now check this out. This means multiple things, but I really want to discuss one aspect in particular, but I'm going to name them all and explain how they're all connected, then we're going to move on. You got death, situation/hell, heaven. Now, the reason why I separated death and hell is because hell is a state of mind. So is heaven, and the situations you experience psychologically can be hell, so I put them together. So what I really want to talk about is the state of mind aspect of it. Now, death, when you pass away, your eyes roll back, everything is now behind you, the world. You wake up because everything that was real was behind you all along, afterlife. So whatever comes next would be another world that opens up for you, a better place. Now with death, if you go back to Genesis, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So that means on top and immediately right after. Can you imagine that? Probably not. As above, so below. Now, God created light and separated day and night. So you have the original darkness that was here since the beginning and light that was created. So now our eyes are facing forward, not the deep, because of light. But Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. Because we fell in sin, we fall for the false light. So everything that we see here on earth is false, not even real. It's all staged, fake. The only thing that's real is when you pass away. Because you pass, you put behind from what pulled you away.
Like gravity.
Driving you mad.
All it takes is a little push.
Pulled you away from God, the truth. Death is the physical aspect. So when you pass away, you literally escape this matrix and go back into the deep hereafter. The beginning and the end, the only way out is in. And just to go off on a little tangent, everything below the deep ocean was here since the beginning. Can you imagine what's below us? Why you think the elites pulled that expedition and more than 80% of the ocean is left unexplored? But moving on from death, what I really want to discuss about is the state of mind aspect of it. Situations, hell, and heaven while living. We have been conditioned to believe if we want something or need something, we go somewhere outside ourselves. They created a door, and every day we walk out them doors to do or to have. We have been tricked because this realm, to me at least, seems to work in opposites. That's why when we chase something, what we get is obtainable, but what we really want goes farther away. And what we need is already here, is usually right here inside of us. But you look away, right? You look away. You look for love, can't find it. The moment you start loving yourself, or let's say you do find someone to direct that love away, now all of a sudden people love you. Opposites. To exit a place, we have been taught to go outside, when really everything is already in us. The universe is us. Everything is connected to us. If you're truly connected and woke, you'll see all things come after you. All things mimic you. This includes other people. It always been that way. This didn't just happen when Gangstalking came to be. Gangstalking just ride on the coat line of your gifts. But everything that's out is within. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. But there are some things, some beings on this planet that want to sever that connection with God, with yourself, with transhumanism. If you can see with the Matrix, they took out the phone booths. They know you pray, you know, you make that call, God gonna answer, right? They try to take out the phone line, that connection, right? That electricity. They want to dim your light, right? So they want you to navigate using your unconscious mind, which is sleep, and not your moral compass. For all the answers, I am sure, are locked in our brains. So you got hyperborea, which is a metaphor of hyperia inside the mind, which draws on the ancient Greek myth of a utopian land beyond the north wind to represent a state of profound self-awareness, peace, and truth. This concept used by thinkers describes a mental space reached by transcending typical human limitations and finding a state of inner clarity and happiness. The use of metaphor is described by those who have transcended the cold and ice of conventional morality and historical falsehoods to have discovered a new kind of happiness by finding the exit out the whole millennia of labyrinth. There are so many symbolisms of this, which leads me to believe this to be true. Here is the map of Hyperia. As you can see, paradise is in the middle. Next, you have the map of a labyrinth of Jericho, illustrated by the Far High Bible. Next, you have crop circles. Y'all remember crop circles, right? Allegedly, aliens come down here and make this circle, which is oddly similar to the place that is described to be inside of us. Next, you have illustrations that describe the brain as a labyrinth, leading to the pineal gland. To this day, they are still trying to crack the code of the complexity of the mind in this creation. And as you can see in this last picture, without a moral compass or no type of inner knowledge, you get lost. You get away. You lose yourself. You forget because you make contracts you don't know of, because you accept without thinking. So what ends up happening is, here's the etymology of contract: to draw into a smaller compass, become smaller, shrink, and you wonder why so many people are small-minded. Now, a contract / agreement is meant to draw several objects together, draw in, shorten, less, abridged, metaphorically, make a bargain, make an agreement from a simulated form of calm. Remember, I talked about how community is a threat. Community is CPU. It's a computer filled with commoners, clones that draw or take in with or together because they are contracted, shrunken, limited in extent, narrow, restricted. Don't you see that with the Gangstalking? They can't do what they want to do. Their life is being controlled. Everything is controlled. This is why the heaviest burden that we carry are the thoughts in our heads. This is why we suffer more in imagination than in real life.
The sooner you can match what's in your head with what's going on in the real world, the better you're gonna feel.
Here's a symbol I found of the Sahi race in Star Wars. More symbolism to look within. And interesting enough, it is believed that with the Sahir race, is really a race to the inside. Maybe we are in a race to know ourselves before we die. And just a side note, it feel like an exception because we fall out to go back in. That's why people can hate to love you. All road leads inward. Back to you.
You can't run from yourself. Are you made of body or of soul? Waiting for your peace to lose control. Are you holding on or letting go? You try to hide it, but you know you can't run from yourself.
Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. First, Exodus means what? To exit, depart, leave. Where to? And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. 3:14 is pi, the center of a circle or source, the I am. So now that I discuss about the inner, I want to discuss about the outer, because this is where people get lost at. They are away from in, source, or God. So as above, so below. You have the inner and you have the outer, away. The opposite of hyperborea is Ouroboros. And as you can see, it's the serpent, right? It's the serpent that is blocking our inner. Remember that splinter in your mind Morpheus spoke about? That serpent is blocking our way into heaven. I remember I was listening to this guy podcast and he off topic indirectly said what is happening. Check this out.
Life is common. Why don't we actually see intelligent complex life as well? And so is there some kind of a filter that's stopping everything? And is there something really major basically preventing life from becoming super advanced? And if so, what is it?
And is there something really major basically preventing life from becoming super advanced? And if so, what is it?
That old serpent, the devil. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the devil. It can be a devil in the flesh. Look at the Truman Show, for example. Everything he was going through was the result of what was happening inside of his head. When he sought the answers outside himself, he went away, got pulled away from his truth, his intuition, his source. What happened was he pulled out a knife and grabbed his wife. This is the influence the serpent can have on you if you go away or get carried away. It's a cycle, a loop. It's all representation of something mechanical, trance-like, abnormal, something eating itself. The outer leads to destruction. The serpent is guarding our inner door. You remember when they show you dragons guarding the castle and the knight got to fight his way in to save the princess? It's going to be a fight for happiness and peace. Remember John Wick? All John Wick wanted was peace. But destruction came to him. Evil came to him. And he had to fight his way out. They don't want to see you make it to heaven. You can only save yourself. They can't walk through your inner door, but they can try to block you. They can try to block you from the truth. But ultimately, the truth is in you. They want to block you from entering your hyperborea, which is referred as the north wind. What happened when Truman tried to escape on the boat? The man in the outer sent the storm. He sent the wind. They can't enter, but they can try to block you. I remember on The Matrix, Morpheus said,
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo. But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
Which further to let you know, he can't walk into Neo's heaven, but he can show him the way. He can show him the way to the truth, the light, right? They show you in the movie Maze Runner, when they made it to the source, it required what? Facial recognition.
Grievers.
Our body is specifically coded for us. In the TV series Severance, they deceived its workers into putting in their own unique thought sequences. They was destroying themselves. They was the reason their mind was being hacked. And this is the serpent influence. It eats itself. So they want what's inside of you. Look within for the answers you need. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, and most importantly, be yourself. And match what's going on in the real world and stay centered. You pass away, and a whole nother world, which is a perspective, opens up to you, and you will feel a lot better in that peace. Peace.